Hello everyone! Welcome back to this game. So at this point in the stream, I needed to grind for money, cause equipment be expensive, yo. That said, I'll be editing out most of the grind. I'd edit out all of it, but I at least wanted to keep in some of the chit-chat I had with my viewers, and we'll definitely make a bit of forward progression before this episode ends. Oof. Gonna wanna also buy some more healing items before we move on. By the way, if you're interested, definitely chime in with your own thoughts on today's discussions. I like the viewer interaction. It's one of the reasons I enjoy making these videos. Merker says, a wise man told me the more effort you put in a game, the more it will be a good one. Well, there's definitely effort put in. It's more a matter of needing practice, and that just comes with time. As long as our girl keeps making these games, she'll get better and better. I can tell you already she's improved since the first game I tried out. Merker says if I have to be honest, I have already abandoned 3 projects because I have not managed to get to a level that makes me happy. Well, as long as you keep on trying, that is what is important. I wound up abandoning a variety of projects myself, though primarily because I have a short attention span. I'd start on a project and kind of just lose interest. Actually, same thing kind of happens when playing games. I have a lot of games that I never got around to beating. Oops, I didn't actually want to do that. Oh, there's a treasure over there. Well, I'm freshly healed. A zombie. I forget what the zombie did. How strong are you if I just use regular attacks? About as strong as everything else, it seems. But otherwise, not difficult. Fish! Fish sounds tasty right about now. Momuian's second favorite food. Restores a lot of HP. Nice that we poisoned one of them. Oh, that is some nice poison damage. I'm definitely glad that our main character here has a poison attack. Poison is probably my favorite status affliction, at least when it's not used against me. Kiba says, Bruce the Yellow Nidoran. Oh, you're almost dead. You probably got like 1 health left. Because if I had to guess, this is one of those games where poison doesn't kill you, it just stings like heck. Merker says, in my country, many people like to play games with original language, Japanese, but I've always liked the English voice actors, like for Fire Emblem 3 Houses. It sounds very calm and naturally. Yeah, when it comes to voice acting in video games, Japanese is often preferred here, even in America. I think because a lot of times English voice acting is not very well done. Marker says, yeah, that's sadly true. In Japanese, they give so much effort for their character voice. The screams when they run or getting hurt. But I just like English. When I play, I can understand it and never get an Oni-san scream into my ears. Fair enough. I'm sorry, how much damage did I just cause? That's not enough of a buff to be worth the price. Where's a really good buff? There's a really good buff. A few really good buffs. You know what, though? I seem to be surviving with my regular, physically now, though, so let's see about getting some stronger weapons here. See how well this does. Let's go with an iron sword for you. Kind of think of it, I would assume that weapons would be beneficial for the special attacks. So definitely focus on... Oh yeah, that was definitely a nice hit. Definitely focus on buying weapons for the characters who use special attacks first. Merker says, I played Final Fantasy I on NES and it was hard. Kinda shocking how easy today's games really are. Well, sometimes they're easy, sometimes not so much. Really depends on the game. Some games are just made not necessarily easy, but more accessible. I don't really mind easy games myself. There's one game I enjoy that you actually can't die in. And I'm not talking about Wario Land. The game is called Pokonyan on the Super Nintendo. Or rather, the Super Famicom. And despite it being an easy game, it's still entertaining, at least for me. Some people, though, really want to get a challenge out of their games, and that's fair. I don't really mind whether a game is easy or difficult myself, as long as the game is not so challenging that it becomes a chore. That said, Final Fantasy I, woof. I like the game. I'll still play it sometimes. But the challenge in that game is, well, it's not necessarily an issue with the challenge, it's just how old it is and archaic. I prefer more modern versions of Final Fantasy I because... Oh, what is it? Modern conveniences? Yeah. Like auto-targeting, so you're not wasting attacks on dead enemies. Being able to revive in battle is also nice, or outside of battle. I forget which is which. Final Fantasy I has this thing going on where you either can't revive in battle or out of battle. Ep4 says, I want to try FF1 PSP now that I have a controller for my phone. My personal favorite version of Final Fantasy I is the PS1 version, because it still keeps the spell charge system. I feel like when they changed Final Fantasy I's magic system to regular MP, it throws the balancing out of whack. That's just me, though. I know some people prefer the MP system. The fact that I'm spending so much time getting all the available equipment and stuff makes me wonder what this is going to do for the balancing. Will I wind up going to the next boss overpowered? Or am I going to be just right? Personally, I'm actually hoping that I'm, not necessarily overpowered, but a little stronger. And I do intend to buy everything here, by the way. This game was kicking my butt at the start, so I definitely want to gear up as well as I can. Our girl says I typically go into the next boss at level 8 or 9. Well, I'm not there yet. So talking about games and stuff being in different languages, German in particular, Ep4 says, I took a couple of semesters of German and barely remember anything. You know, if I had to learn any language, I'm not really sure what language would be, but my top 2 options are Japanese and German. I actually really like how the German language sounds. It sounds fun. Beyond that, there's apparently a lot of blind playthroughs on YouTube that are in German. Like, if you want to find a blind playthrough of Super Mario Brothers, you want to know German. Ep4 is wondering, why are soldiers and zombies hanging out together in the basement of the weapon and armor shop? Because video games. Merker says, I have some friends here that needed 9 years to learn the German language. It's insane. I would imagine it would be kind of complicated. The German language got some big words. Out of everybody, I bet Germans were most thankful when Twitter increased their character limit. Marker says, would be funny if you played German games. I could be a translator. I don't know that that would be a very swift process over a stream. Alright, it's the start of another stream. In between streams, I did some level grinding. Got my way up to level 10. I was told level 8 or 9 would be good enough, but I wanted to make things easier on myself, so I went the extra mile. Also wound up getting some extra money along the way, so that'll help me out whenever I reach the next shop. Speaking of shopping, I have finished buying everybody's equipment, including that shield that I said I would not buy. I apparently wasn't paying attention and bought it anyway. Oh well, every little bit helps. And because of the level ups, we also wound up learning some stuff. So let's see here. You got Dog Slayer there. That's probably nice. In fact, you got magic in general. You didn't have magic before. Only Beam and Dog Slayer. Along with Eagle Claw. I don't know what everything is yet. Haven't had a chance to try them all out, so we'll kind of figure them out as we go along. Let's see. You got Ultraviolet Blast, which is blind on everybody. Fire Beam. Massive Power Drain. In my opinion, the best spell in the game so far. It is really, really good, and I really like it. Let's see. Ultra Eye Shine, don't know what that is yet. You also have Faint Attack, which causes damage and paralyzes. Lime has Healing Beam. Thank goodness, a healing spell. That will be very, very useful. Along with Burning Shot. I also bought a few extra items. Apparently I did not need to buy so many antidotes for that last dungeon we were in. I might wind up selling some of these. Don't know. Might need them for the future. I'll hold on to them for now. With that explained, let us go ahead and actually get through this next dungeon now. I said let's get through this next dungeon now. I already went to the left somewhat. There was a treasure over there. And already starting off with a fight against these guys. Good! I get to try out this stuff. Let's see what we got here. Holy Bling deals light damage on one enemy. Dog Slayer only harms dogs. This is how much Bruce hates dogs. I imagine this means we'll be finding more dogs. Eagle Claw, Thief special move, more effective to snakes. Don't see any snakes right now. Which one of the... Well, Poison Edge is actually good enough for the time being. Now, Massive Power Drain is a must. Let's see, Eye Shine. set blind to one enemy. I gotta find out how effective is it. Because the blind against all enemies is not guaranteed. Maybe this will be more accurate. Okay, our healing beam restores HP to 1. Ally. Burning shot, gunner's special move, fire damage. We'll just use the one that's effective against humans. No effect. So I can't really see myself using that a whole lot. This, on the other hand, I have not seen this miss yet. And the nice thing is, it stacks. So, use it again. And, in fact, it is so effective once you stack it, I'm not even going to worry about using any more spells. And eventually we'll see how much I lower their attacks. Either that or they'll just not do anything for the rest of the fight. Honestly, I'd be fine with that too. There we go. 66 points of damage. That is quite a drop. Considering how painful these enemies are normally, I am quite okay with this 100% accurate damage dropping thing. Okay, where do I want to go in this dungeon? Let's start by going this way. Treasure! Purified water, nice. Might as well fight the zombies. Upper hand, how effective are we with our regular attacks? If we got the first strike here. Well, potentially we don't need to use any magic. Assuming we don't miss. If we miss, that thing's gonna hit us. Ah, there it was. Oh, it missed us. Awesome. The zombies are definitely the lesser threat of this dungeon. Especially if there's only one of them. It's definitely risky not to use any special attacks, considering that a miss means that they get to attack, but I'm relatively confident. I do actually have a spell or some sort of attack that can inflict extra damage on zombies. I might want to consider using it on this fight. Which one was it? I don't think it was Holy Beam. But you know what? Let's try it out. And since there's a few of them, drain their stuff. Eye Shine. Oh, Crosscut was the one that did extra damage on zombies. Let's also try out Burning Shot. Our girl says Holy Beam works as they are also weak to light. Them having greater slowdown is kind of an issue. That means now they're gonna get to go first. Oh no! Apparently we've leveled it up enough that that doesn't slow us down too much. Awesome! Even being debuffed twice to cause a bit of damage. Regardless. Not gonna use any more specials. I should have used more specials. Well, at least it didn't connect. Okay, what's this? Perfect water. Watery perfection restores a lot of SP. If it was so perfect, it would restore all of it. Okay, up there is going to be the exit. I'll go ahead and save that for snakes. Power drain, cross. Let's try out feint attack on this soldier, actually. Eventually we'll try out healing beam, but we can kind of wait on that. At the very least, this is effective against humans, so using it. The paralysis is not guaranteed. And by the way, for those curious, yeah, the debuff does only go up to 2 times. You can debuff, and then you can further debuff, and there is no third level of debuff. Kiroian powder. The heck is that supposed to be? Powder from Kiro that revives 1 ally to full health. Oh, that's gonna be useful. Also, apparently there was pathway that I missed down there, so I'm gonna do a little bit of backtracking. Actually, since that is nearing the entrance of the dungeon, I might actually exit the dungeon and go to the inn. It is slightly lame that some of your attacks, particularly special attacks that cost MP to use, can miss. That is certainly a waste of MP. Oh yeah, I also found out that I can click drag this to go to the items, so I don't actually need to use the scroll wheel on my mouse. It makes sense that it would be click drag. I believe RPG Maker MZ games can also be played on smartphones, which is why there's mouse click controls, because it's basically touch controls. Let's go ahead and search up here real quick. Oh, there's nothing up here. Incidentally, I wish every game would just call it MP. It is so weird whenever they change the name of it, like SP. You might as well call it MP. I'm gonna call it MP regardless. Maddie says magic points, mana spell points, power points. I just call it magic juice. That is not a bad name for it. Our girl says, I tried to give it the same name as it had in the original version. Yeah, I didn't mention this already, but it was pointed out in chat before. But this is basically a remake of sorts. The original game was on an older RPG Maker, I forget which one. Hey look, it's a dog! And you don't have any MP. Darn. You know what? Not even gonna waste time with you then. Okay, the original game was on RPG Maker XP. I really should consider remaking my own game sometime. Jester's Hunt is on an outdated RPG Maker, and the game itself is average. Impressive given that it was created on RPG Maker 1. It's a collectathon inspired by Banjo-Kazooie. But, it has problems. I did a Let's Play of it years ago. 2 Let's Plays, in fact. It was my first Let's Play, and also my 5th anniversary Let's Play. And as impressive as this game was at the time, I definitely see some places where I could improve upon it. I don't know what RPG Maker I would put it on, but sometime I definitely would not mind updating it and giving it some much needed improvements. Okay, this looks like boss territory. We got surprised by a person. Glad it was only one person. Well, now seems like a good time to try out that healing spell. Let's see what Healing Beam is capable of. That is actually a pretty decent amount. I like that. Okay, boss, where are you? Oh, I saw it. It's a cat. It's probably that enemy cat we saw before. Not sure, I didn't get a great look at it, but it's definitely a cat of some sort.